Hi everyone, welcome back to the studio. We're going to do a little gentle restorative today. If you would get a couple pillows and blankets and things, some support, some I don't know, blocks or whatever you might use to prop your pillows up on. Get as creative as you'd like, and you can bring those around you. And you can also put some music on in the background. I would love to play my music for you because that's one of my favorite parts of teaching, except that it comes across really awful when I play music in the background. So you can put on something in the background if you want to hear some music, if you find that to be soothing, and set yourself up. And we'll make our way into a seated position for meditation. If you would prop yourself up so that your sits bones are a little bit higher than the floor, and we'll have our legs a little more comfortable, our hips in more comfort, so we can sit for just a moment. And let's land here, closing your eyes. Taking just a moment to notice the way you feel at this time. In your body. In your emotional body. Noticing this relationship between the two. How you hold your emotions in your physical body. And perhaps giving feedback to your physical body by acknowledging these places that you hold your emotions. Perhaps if you feel tense and a little stressed out and you're shrugging your shoulders up and you don't even notice it until you give yourself permission to allow your shoulders to drop. And perhaps you don't even notice it, but you're clenching your teeth. And if you give yourself permission to relax your jaw, your body feels like it can relax. Beginning to scan these places in our body. And then begin to draw your breath a little deeper, a little stronger. Bringing air into our body where it might become compact with tension. Allowing that air to come in, allowing that void to come in. Surrendering to that void, surrendering to the unknown. Softening into these spaces. Setting an intention for this practice to allow yourself to truly surrender, to drop into this moment. And even though we have so much uncertainty, so many events being canceled, so many things unknown, I'd like for you to dream. I'd like for you to dream about the people that you're going to see, where you'll go, maybe what you'd wear. Even though it's uncertain when exactly this will happen, give yourself the opportunity to begin to dream. And then make your way onto your mat, into your tabletop position. And we're going to come in to a little bit of movement here. We'll come into some cat-cows, warming up our back and our spine. And I have to tell you about this mat if you haven't seen it already from videos I've done before. But this is Nicole Clark's restorative yoga mat. And we do have these on sale. It's a really nice way to treat yourself. It's Irish wool. And on one side, it has these little nubs so it doesn't slip and it stays nice and flat against the ground. Except that you curl it up and there's these straps here. So you curl it up and it goes, the straps go right around. So it's really easy to keep together and take it out whenever you need it. And you might actually love to just put it out on the floor while you're watching TV and throw yourself in different shapes, something to think about. But let's come into our tabletop and begin to slowly move into your cat-cows. Elongating your breath here with your movement. Come into your neutral cat-cow. And then extend your right arm open to the sky, rolling your ribs open. And then as you exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, rolling open. Exhale, thread. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lower your hands back down. Take a great big inhale through your nose. Open your mouth and release it out. Extend your left arm open. Exhale as you thread. Inhale, roll open. Exhale, thread. Inhale, roll. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come all the way back up. And you can come into your child's pose for a moment. Anchoring way back with your sits bones and then rock yourself from side to side. Rolling into your shoulder joints. And then lower your forehead all the way down and tent your fingers up. And then lengthen out. Draw your sits bones back as you reach forward. Come into your breath here. And come back to that vision you have of this day you look forward to. Imagining who you want to see the most. How you will embrace them. And then walk your hands over. Walk your right hand over to the left. And you're going to place your left hand on top of your right. And then you're gently going to press into your right shoulder. Bring your hands back to center. And then you'll take your left hand to the right side. Right hand comes on top of the left. And then you'll gently press into your left shoulder. Come back to center. Come back up into your tabletop position. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale. Come into your neutral tabletop and take your hands 3 inches closer to the top of the mat. And then slowly lower yourself all the way down. And bring your arms down by your side. Gently rock your legs from side to side. And then bend your knees and slowly rock your legs from side to side. And bring your cheek to the floor. Just feeling where you feel this in your lower spine. And then lower your legs all the way back down and gently push yourself all the way up. You're going to go ahead and grab one of your blankets. And you're going to fold a blanket into a noodle shape. So it's going to be pretty long because it's going to go from your sacrum all the way up to the back of your head. So it might look like this. You might fold it the other way. I usually do it the other way. It's fine, but this is the way I did it this time. And then you're going to lay yourself right down so that your entire spine meets that blanket. And then you can take your feet wide. You can take your arms out a little bit wider. And then you're going to let your knees come together. And you're just going to very slowly rock from side to side. Again, just gently moving your spine. Draw your breath all the way down into the lower lobes of your lungs. And then even more slowly, release your breath back out. Your breath communicating to your body a sense of peace. Allowing your body to relax, allowing your body to feel like it can settle in. Bring your knees back to center. And then gently roll over into one side or the other. And you can take your blanket again. And fold it so it's sort of long. And then you're going to fold it again. So it's a narrow rectangle. And then you're going to fold it up into a maki roll. And that's going to come right in the middle of your mat. And we're going to bring our sacrum to the top of this. And so we just kind of opened up our lower back a little bit. And we're going to bring this blanket to our lower sacrum and lay down across it. You might also keep a little block or bolster handy, because when we come down, This might feel like a lot for some people to be able to go to extend all the way through your legs. In which case you're going to take your feet wide again, bring your knees together to fall into a block. But that block or bolster is going to provide a little bit of space so that your hips aren't splaying way up and it will be much more comfortable. And then you might feel like taking your arms up overhead and grabbing opposing elbows, or it might feel really nice to take your arms right by your sides. And then you're just going to allow yourself to drift off into this dream, into this possibility in the future. Visualizing the people you've missed giving hugs to and seeing in person. Perhaps going out to dinner, perhaps dancing. Having things to look forward to is so important. And we keep canceling things in order to protect one another. But know that this day will come again, and you are allowed to dream about it. Allowing your breath to soften. Allowing your body to soften. Find that sweet surrender. All is well. Very slowly, if your legs are extended, you can begin to bend them. And if you have something between your knees, you can take that to the side. You're going to take your heels in a little bit closer, and then take your right foot right behind your left heel, and you're going to let your right knee drop. And then you'll let your left leg counterbalance just slightly. And then you're going to relax here. And if your elbows, if you're grabbing opposing elbows, you can switch your grip. Balance yourself out a little bit. And then let yourself soften up here again. Consciously tracing your way throughout your body, noticing if you're holding your jaw or your shoulders. You can really let your hips begin to relax into this. And then switch your legs up, taking your left foot behind the right heel and letting your left leg fall and your right leg slightly counterbalances. Allow yourself to relax here again. One of my favorite tricks when I'm lying on the back is to stick my tongue out slightly and just let it sit on my lower lip. And this allows for your jaw to relax. And it almost immediately puts you in that state where you're just falling asleep. And very slowly bring that leg up. And you're going to bring your arms down and take that bolster out from underneath. You can hug your knees into your chest. Sway a little bit from side to side, and at the same time, you're going to draw your sacrum down towards the earth. And then bring your hands beneath your knees. You're just going to rock up and down a couple times. And then come all the way up. And we're going to make our way into a twist, accessing our spine again. You're going to set this twist up so that you have an incline. If you have blocks, big bolster, or perhaps you put a couple of blankets there to build that incline. And then keep a pillow or a bolster nearby. And you'll bring your legs right over to the side. Frame the big bolster or the incline that you've set up. And then you're going to lower yourself all the way down. The other bolster is in case you want to have that bolster between your legs. And it also might feel nice to stagger your legs. Of course, coming into a position that you feel is appropriate for your body at this time to completely relax and surrender. We're not trying to force anything open in this practice. We get to open things up by relaxing. And it's quite amazing what happens in our restorative practice, how open we feel afterwards. For me, I often feel much more open than after a vinyasa practice because my body's able to really open up and relax because of the surrender aspect. Allowing yourself to drop in, tracing your body, noticing any tension you're physically holding on to. Surrendering to the unknown and knowing for certain there is good to come. The people you'll see, the gathering that will take place. Perhaps you can no longer put off travel plans. And you've decided to go to the place that you've always wanted to see. Very gently, you can make your way onto your opposite side, moving slowly. Settling back in, allowing your body to fully land. Tracing through the body again, giving yourself permission to be all here in this moment. No reason to be anywhere else, but to allow yourself to drop in. And then very gently begin to press yourself up. And we're going to go up against the wall. If this is not available to you where you are, you can just lie down. You can bring a bolster just above your sacrum and lie open that way. But this is a really amazing pose. It has a quality of down regulating. When you bring your hips up a little bit higher and when you have your legs up in the air, especially when they're up against the wall. It has a way of down regulating nervous system. If you do an inversion, if you do handstands, that has an up-regulating quality to it, and this will help you calm down. This is a really nice thing to do if you've been having trouble sleeping. You can do this for a little bit before you go to bed at night. So you can bring your mat right up to the wall, and you're also going to bring a bolster against the wall. And getting to the wall can be a little bit tricky. You sort of side saddle it. And you can do it without the bolster, but I would suggest doing it with the bolster, especially having your hips up a little bit higher. It will help in the down regulating process. You're going to side saddle, and then you're going to bring your legs right up. You might shin yourself up a little bit closer. And then you can let your arms drop open. And you're just going to stay here for a couple of minutes, closing your eyes. Scanning your body. Allowing yourself to be held here. Allowing yourself to dream of things you miss. Knowing that all of these wonderful things will come back around. Perhaps making a tentative date, tentative plans.